Imagine this: Paris, 2000. The city of lights, romance, and high-stakes crime. Right in the heart of one of the most glamorous neighborhoods in the world, a heist took place that nobody saw coming. A robbery so slick, so well executed, that it made even the police question their entire understanding of what it means to steal. This wasn't some bumbling group of amateurs. No, these were professionals. Smooth, calculated, and untraceable. Now, most heists you hear about are loud, aggressive, and over the top. Picture a bank robbery, the masked men storming in, waving guns, shouting orders. It's chaotic, messy, and honestly a little cliché. But this was different. This was a quiet storm. The scene: Harry Winston, one of the most luxurious jewelers in Paris, right along Avenue Montaigne, where even the mere thought of stepping inside could make your wallet cry. Diamonds, gold, watches, everything your wildest dreams could wish for. And it was all about to disappear in the blink of an eye. But here's the thing: there was no loud bang, no masks, no guns. These thieves didn't need any of that. They didn't need to storm in like the wild ones you see in movies. No, they walked in like they were just another customer wanting to see some jewelry. They blended in so well, it was like they were invisible, casual, calm, almost too calm. It's a beautiful day, and the store's busy with a mix of tourists, business people, and high rollers looking to drop some serious cash. But here's the twist: among the crowd are a group of thieves. Ordinary looking. No flashy outfits or aggressive behavior. Just a handful of individuals who know exactly what they're doing and where they're going. They didn't need to break in or smash anything. They didn't even need to make a scene. They walked through the doors just like everyone else. In fact, the staff barely gave them a second glance. One of them, let's call him the decoy, casually approached the counter like he was about to buy something. But his job wasn't to buy anything. His job was to distract, to keep the employees occupied while the rest of the crew made their move. With the staff focused on the decoy, the other thieves moved through the store, slipping into the back rooms where the truly valuable items were stored. They weren't running or rushing. They were taking their time, almost like they were shopping for what they wanted. They knew exactly what to take and how much they could grab without being noticed. With every step, they filled their bags with some of the rarest, most expensive jewelry on the planet. Watches, necklaces, rings, all of it, slipping into their bags without anyone realizing until it was too late. And then, just like that, the job was done. They strolled out of the store as if they were leaving a bakery with some fresh bread. No alarms, no flashing lights. Nothing. It wasn't until the staff finally noticed the empty display cases that the panic set in. And even then, it was almost too late. By the time they realized what had happened, the thieves were already gone, vanished into the streets of Paris. But hold on. Here's where it gets crazy. For months after the heist, the police were scrambling, trying to figure out what had just happened. No fingerprints. No clear footage of the robbers. No clue who they were. All they knew was this: the thieves had gotten away with an estimated $100 million worth of diamonds, gold, and watches. And that's when the real questions started rolling in. How did they get in? How did they leave without anyone noticing? And more importantly, how did they vanish without a trace? It was like they were ghosts. But no matter how hard the police tried, they couldn't piece it together. For the longest time, the authorities had nothing. The robbers had covered their tracks so well, they might as well have been invisible. Some people started to wonder if it was just a one-time fluke, a freak accident where the thieves got lucky. But no, this wasn't luck. This was skill. And the more they dug, the more it became clear. These thieves weren't amateurs. They weren't just after a quick score. They were part of something bigger. It turns out the crew behind this heist wasn't just operating in Paris. They were part of a larger network pulling off similar robberies across Europe. This wasn't just a one-off job. This was a crew with international reach. The kind of criminals who didn't just steal for the thrill. They stole because it was business. And the business? High-end jewelry, diamonds, watches, items that were impossible to trace. That was their game, and they played it to perfection. The authorities thought they had a breakthrough when they tracked down one of the robbers, a man who had been involved in several other high-profile heists. But even after capturing him, they still couldn't figure out where the rest of the crew was. The thieves had vanished like smoke, slipping through the cracks of international law enforcement. And here's the kicker. Some of the stolen jewels were never recovered. Even though they'd been on the radar for years, the fate of those diamonds, watches, and rings remains a mystery. To this day, they could be sitting in private collections somewhere, or, even crazier, they could have been sold off in underground markets. The police never gave up on the case, and as the years went by, there were some attempts to track down the remaining criminals. But no one could ever catch them all. One of the members was eventually captured, but the others? Well, they've pretty much disappeared without a trace. Now, you're probably sitting there thinking, this sounds like something out of a movie. But no, this was real life. These thieves didn't just rob a jewelry store. They executed one of the most sophisticated heists in history. They showed the world that sometimes the most dangerous criminals aren't the ones that break in with guns blazing. Sometimes it's the ones who slip in unnoticed, take what they want, and walk right out the door. So what happened to the rest of the crew? Did they get away with it forever? Or did they get too greedy and slip up somewhere along the way? Some say the gang is still out there, operating in the shadows. Others say they've long since retired, living the high life, sitting on mountains of stolen jewels. But one thing's for sure, they pulled off one of the slickest heists in modern history, and we may never know the full story. You see, the Paris Jewelry Heist wasn't just about what was stolen. It was about how perfectly it was done. How the thieves made the impossible look easy, and how they managed to escape in plain sight, right under the noses of the authorities. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, you'll walk by one of those same thieves tomorrow, living in luxury with diamonds on their wrists and cash in their pockets. And when you see that sparkling, expensive watch on someone's wrist, you might wonder, where did they get that?